at you, we ain't gonna treat you anyway nice, God. We don't harm you devils, man.
This is Psalm 149 and 1. Praise ye the Lord Yahweh, sing unto the Lord Yahweh a new song, and his praise in the congregation of the saints.
What we're singing right now is a new song. I'm prophesying because the word new in that sense means to be refreshed. Alright? The scriptures, the understanding of the Bible, prophecies, this is all being refreshed. Okay? It tells you that though you once knew this. We all knew we were Israelites. You know, the Lord said you will go and discontinue from thine heritage. That happened here. That didn't happen anywhere else in the world.
Yeah, what it say in Isaiah right now? It said, I have polluted my inheritance. You know, so we're all polluted in this world. And the Lord is bringing us up out of this world, man, out of the filth and the pollution of this world, all right, and giving us a new heart, man. And that's exactly what's going on. And eventually the Lord, you know, is going to give the elect, those of us that are chosen, you know, a new heart made of flesh. Right now we got these stony hearts. The Lord is, you know, renewing our minds and refreshing our state, okay? But at the end of the day, the Lord is actually going to grant us such great mercy, okay, that we're going to be perfect.
New heart, new body. You know, right now we got that stony heart. Jake's hard-headed now. Jake can't get it right. Nothing gets in. You know what I mean? Nothing can break through that fucking hard head of Jake's.
Hey, that's why there's a scripture that says, break up thy fallow ground. And what that means is, you know, when you go out into a field and the earth is like clay, you can't dig in it, that's your mind. You need to break that stony ground up so that the Lord can actually plant the seeds of righteousness within you. And then from there, when you break up that fallow ground, okay, and you take heed to righteousness, that's when your righteousness starts to grow. That's when you start to actually grow. Until you do that, you ain't gonna grow. Okay? And eventually, if you don't grow, what the Lord say, you're not gonna produce any fruit, then the Lord's gonna cut that tree down.
Let Israel rejoice in him that made him. Let the children of Zion be joyful in their king. Let them praise his name in the dance. Let them sing praises unto him with the timbrel and harp. For the Lord Yahweh taketh pleasure in his people. He will beautify the meek with salvation. Let the saints be joyful in glory. Let them sing aloud upon their beds. Let the high praises of the Most High be in their mouth, and a two-edged sword in their hand.
That's going to take place. Alright? We're going to rule these other nations, and we're going to literally have power to put you to death. That's what that sword represents. Okay, that authority, that power to smack you from onto
To execute vengeance upon the heathen and punishments upon the people. To bind their kings with chains and their nobles with fetters of iron. To execute upon them the judgment written. This honor have all his saints. Praise ye the Lord, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua.
Yeah, God, you ready? He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. He that killed with the sword must be killed with the sword. Okay, us in the kingdom, putting you, dragging you around in chains. Alright? Putting you to death. Yes, putting you to death. And it's not because, oh, we just want to put you to death. No. For everything that you've done. Okay? The Lord made us judges. Alright? He created us to be judges and we're going to judge you. Everybody's got to be judged. We're getting judged right now. We're actually going through judgments. Drinking this cup of slavery.
Good time.
All right. We have to partake of that. Yeah,
So food business actually started as a food truck.
This is Obadiah 1 and 6. How are the things of Esau searched out? How are his hidden things sought up?
Yeah, there's being exposed through your whistleblowers. You got Alex Jones, Jordan Maxwell. They actually expose the elite. But also just plainly through the internet, YouTube, what's going on there. Brothers, the elders and apostles reading books. You know, because like the elder apostle Tahar, He talked about, I've actually seen videos where he went into the Nicaragua back in the 80s, bro. You know, so you're being searched out. You've been being searched out. All your hidden things are being brought up. You know, your secret agenda that you plan to pass. Fucking Biden just came out and spoke about something earlier this week. You know, which was heavy. You know, and he was actually told back in, I think, 2005, that before his term ended back then, that he would rule on if microchipping people, humans, can be legalized.
Way longer.
And here it is, this dude's the president. You know? So we're close. We're close to that Karagma being implemented, man. The mark of the beast, which is a device they want to insert in your flesh. Mainly your hand or your head. They can put it anywhere, but those are the main sources because those develop the most heat in your body, your right hand or your head, which will keep it charged, keep it active. So those are the main places they want to put that opinion. But
Elon Musk got that brain chip. No, and they're gonna push it like all those miracles things it does.
they're already doing it. They're already doing it. It's called Neuralink.
Yep, Neuralink.
Which just deals with what? Your neurologic system. Alright, because your brain, all the wires, all the nerves, the neurons, that connects to your whole body. So, if they put it in your dome, it's easier to control you. And they want to do that. They have their super soldiers they want to come out with. Oh, they're going to chip them up.
That's how he's able to cure people that have paralysis and stuff, because when you have paralysis, what it means to be paralyzed means that you can't move, right? So what happens is a section of your vertebrae or your spinal cord is what becomes paralyzed, all right, which is your motor system. And what Neuralink, he's able to actually reconnect those neurons to fire back into your spinal column again, so that your neurons are what transmit information from your muscles to your brain. That's what makes your hand move or walk or anything like that, is that neuron goes and tells your leg to move, and then it sends the signal back up. And that's what's happening. That's why it's called Neuralink, and that's why paralysis is a neurological disorder. That's how he's going to be able to make blind people see, all right, lame people walk, all these different miracles that Esau is going to be able to do through his technology.
That's his blessing.
He's got to carve into you. He's got to carve in. The Lord could just restore you. Esau, he got to cut into you and plant foreign objects within you. You know, he got to fucking computerize you, man. Turn you into a board. Which, if you receive that, that means you're going to be destroyed, man.
Back in Obadiah 1:7, all the men of thy confederacy have brought thee even to the border. The men that were at peace with thee have deceived thee.
Yeah, all your allies. Okay, one major one that came with much longer was India. Now, India started to make relations with, I believe it's Afghanistan or Pakistan, one of them. Now, they're coming together, you know, because what's going to happen in the near future is these nations are gonna click up and destroy you, destroy America, man. Oh, they've been the boat. And it's not just the heathen, okay, NATO, and the beast. It's gonna click up against America, man. Although America is part of NATO, you still have other countries that make up NATO. All NATO means is North Atlantic Treaty Organization. You got Ireland, Scotland, okay, different parts of Europe that are part of NATO. And they're going to fight against this place, man.
And prevailed against thee. they that eat thy bread have laid a wound under thee, there is none understanding in him.
Yeah, they eat your bread. Just talking about your aid. The aid you send these foreign nations with. Yeah, they eating it up right now. Okay, they project. Yeah, Mr. Weiss, right now. Your friend. But real soon, that body stays gonna turn. And they're gonna say, fuck that place, man. They ain't got shit to produce anyway. Okay, you go out there in the fields right now, fucking cotton fields. There ain't shit growing out there, bro. Pistachios, you got like one cluster. Ain't nothing growing out there, man. All these nations are gonna see that this place is nothing but a dry heap of shit, man. There ain't nothing that could benefit from this place. Fire off. Fire away.
Shall I not in that day, saith the Lord Yahweh, even destroy the wise men out of Edom, and understanding out of the mountain of Esau? And thy mighty men, O Timon, shall be dismayed, to the end that every one of the mountain of Esau may be cut off by slaughter.
And every one of you Edomites be cut off by slaughter. Then you got that asshole earlier. Oh, I'm gonna destroy you. Oh, because you're an Edomite. Yes, you're not gonna do what your skin tone. There's Edomites out there that are straight up black as tar, you know, that are brown, you know, that look like every nation under heaven, just like Jacob was scattered amongst all nations. Esau's bitch ass been scattered amongst all nations, man. Okay, it's like a you gotta think of it like this world is like an RTS game. Esau planted a seed, Jacob planted a seed, man. Lord gonna save Jake though. Esau gonna get left here to fry, man. And then those that the fire don't take, well, Jake gonna go down there like the X-Men and gather you up. You remember the X-Men where Wolverine's able to like cut through like those steel doors? Well, it tells you in Zephaniah that, you know, though they hide from us, we're gonna go down there and grab them. Jake can go down there, man, break through. We're like Cyclops and shoot lasers from his eyes and burn through things. Bro, good luck hiding from the elect, man. Good luck. You ain't gonna have no luck. Really. Good luck. Try your best.
For thy violence against thy brother Jacob,
Shame for Esau's violence against Jacob. The so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, the Israelites. Alright. For thy violence against Jacob. Here it is, the Lord put us in your hand, and you dealt with us treacherously. You knew who we were. You know that we're your brother. You could have said, hey man, you can't just ask for me now. You got about 5 minutes left. We're going to set you free. No, man, you kept us there. You kept us here. You kept afflicting us to this day.
shame shall cover thee, and thou shalt be cut off forever.
Shame shall cover thee. That's why nobody wants to be an Edomite, brother. Nobody wants to be a so-called white man. Here it is, we're telling them the truth, pointing our fingers at them. And they're like, oh, why has it got to be like that? Here you go.
Obadiah 1 and 10, for thy violence against thy brother Jacob, shame shall
cover thee, man. Shame shall cover thee. It's very shameful for what you've done to the planet. And then it's worse because you know you're going to get judged for it. See, here it is, if we were just cursing Esau out for what he did, it'd be alright, he'd be smiling, waving at us, go to his car and take off. But we tell him God hates him, that he's going into slavery, that he's going to get judged for it. What does he think now? Oh no, white people, you guys are racist. You guys are just a group of racists. No man, we're not racist, man. We're nationalists.
I'm here to confuse and beguile.
My guy's boss said, no, we're nationalists.
Hello, how are you?
Good, and you?
Okay, good.
How's it, Jake?
All types of things.
All types of rights.
and thou shalt be cut off forever. In the day that thou stoodest on the other side, in the day that the strangers carried away captive his forces, and foreigners entered into his gates, and cast lots upon Jerusalem, even thou wast as one of them.
Yeah, even you were as one of them. All right, you actually, for the affliction, as the scripture says, you know, you were supposed to, if anything came and helped us, you know, we understand that Esau's not right.
He didn't even want Jake to pass by his land. Came out with his army. Like,
Well, I said, even that was as one of them.
you can't go by the king's highway.
So during captivity, the Babylonian captivity, when they came in, Esau was out there pointing us out, helping the Babylonians apprehend us, man. He was as one of them.
He was as one of them. Yeah, he was hoping to catch Jake, man.
Remember during the time of
What did it say? Raise it?
yeah, raise it.
So that means to bring. That means to raise it means to bring it down, destroy it. You know, it's spelled R-A-I-Z-E. Not raise like in raise up, but raise as in destroy. So Esau always had a hatred for Israel. Esau always wanted to kill. Esau wanted to kill Jacob. He said, "The days of the days of mourning for my father have come to an end. Then shall I slay my brothers Jacob." So, you know, Esau has been salty, you know, from the beginning. Yeah, Esau is angry. He's angry because he knows that he's going to lose. Revelation 12:12, it says he knows that he has a short time. So this guy is fucking upset, man. He's doing everything he can to destroy you so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, man.
Well, he was also Cain, who was his brother. So it goes with that, you know? It's the same spirit.
Well, it's the serpent in the garden. I mean, you want to go back, we can go back. You know what I'm saying?
Envy of the devil.
We can go all the way back, man. And the serpent, a lot, you know, you Christians, they talk. I heard this song from this Christian rapper, man, and I listened to like the first couple bars, and he said, "I don't burn sage because it's witchcraft." I was like, bro, you lost me at sage witchcraft, bro. Like, these Christians don't know shit from water, bro. You know what I'm saying? That tell you that the damn serpent was a snake in the grave, man. But when it's saying serpent, it was the same thing as the Lord calling those scribes and Pharisees vipers, man. That's exactly. It was just a snake ass dude walking around in the garden. All right. That's why I said he was the most subtle of all the creatures. He was in there just plotting on Jake, man. How am I gonna make these? How am I gonna make these? You know, how am I gonna make God's favorite fall? That's pretty much his mentality. That's Esau's mentality. How am I gonna bring down God's chosen people, man? You know, oh, it's the Lord's favorite. Oh, he likes him more than me. No, he's got that syndrome, man.
The way he did it was by keeping Jake in sin, man. Promoting sin upon Jake.
Yep, he had that knowledge of good and evil. So he came to the woman, all right, with that seed of evil, all right, that evil fruit. You know, and she took of it, she gave it to Adam, and once Adam received of it, you know, all hell broke loose.
Back in Obadiah 1:12, but thou shouldest not have looked on the day of thy brother in the day that he became a stranger, neither shouldest thou have rejoiced over the children of Judah in the day of their destruction. Neither shouldest thou have spoken proudly in the day of distress. Thou shouldest not have entered into the gate of my people in the day of their calamity. Yeah, thou shouldest not have looked on their affliction in the day of their calamity. nor have laid hands on their substance in the day of their calamity. Neither shouldest thou have stood in the crossway to cut off those of his that did escape. Neither shouldest thou have delivered up those of his that did remain in the day of distress.
That's what you Edomites were doing. You know, here it is. But here it is. The Lord, He's telling you why He's going to judge you.
Why are you gonna say while you way over there?
The little ass bitch and big ass truck. That big ass truck.
It's not, you know, and it's not even a thing. It's like, you know, you walking by, you had all this time to actually inquire of what you saw. You know, just be a man and say, hey, what's this about? But like, you know, Jake is effeminate, man. They want to giggle like little girls, bro. They want to talk shit and giggle like little girls. But we're not here to be carnal. We're not here to be carnal. Look at him. Yeah. Look, he's in there like, look, how you already, yeah, I knock this up, I do this and that. That Jake is a clown, bro. We gotta be careful not to get in that carnal trap. But that shit's goofy, man. Why are you gonna walk all the way down the street and then he was right here, you could have asked. You could have said, hey, what's this about? You could have been a man about it, man. But they want to act like little girls, bro. You want to giggle and fucking gossip and chit chat, you know, under your breath. You know, we're here to teach you, man.
Yeah.
We're here to fucking teach you something.
The scriptures talk about, you know.
But that's Proverbs 1 and the first chapter, 1 and 20, where it says, you know, they're scoffers, man. How long you they're simpletons. How long you simple ones will you love simplicity?
When mercy was open unto them.
Yeah. Hated it, despised it, man. You know, it's saying, you know, what does it say? When mercy was yet open to them, they, wow, man, I wish I could remember the words that were used right there. Yeah, but it says that they, you know, they despised it. They hated knowledge, man. Because thou hast rejected knowledge, man. What's that, Hosea? Where it says, because thou hast rejected knowledge, I shall also reject thee. That thou shalt be no priest to me. You know, because the Lord's actually going to destroy 2/3 of the nation of Israel.
For the day of the Lord Yahweh is near upon all the heathen. As thou hast done, it shall be done unto thee. The reward shall return upon thine own head. For as ye have drunk upon my holy mountain, so shall all the heathen drink continually. Yeah, they shall drink, and they shall swallow down, and they shall be as though they had not been.
So, all you nations go into captivity. You're never going to rise to the state that you're at right now. You ain't got no fucking Ishmaelites or Edomites with a big old Dubai in our kingdom. Fuck no, man. You're gonna have your cities, your kingdoms, whatever. But it ain't gonna be all magnificent where all these heathen want to take vacations to go over there. No, man. You're gonna have what you guys have. You guys gonna be content with that. We're gonna have those big mega structures. We're gonna have big kingdoms. All right. Castles and, you know, resorts where we go. Okay, we're gonna have other planets where we're gonna build up our kingdoms and mega structures. Have big old slave plantations on different planets for you to go work. But as far as you heathen having big old kingdoms and all extravagant like you have right now, Mecca and shit like that, no, you ain't gonna have that. Because what comes with that? Idolatry. What comes with that? All types of wickedness, man. You ain't gonna have that, man.
But upon Mount Zion shall be deliverance, and there shall be holiness, and the house of Jacob shall possess their possession. And the house of Jacob shall be a fire, and the house of Joseph a flame, and the house of Esau for stubble, and they shall kindle in them and devour them. And there shall not be any remaining of the house of Esau, for the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai has spoken.
There shall not be any remaining of the house of Esau. When you look at that word remaining, I believe it's like Sheol, which means no survivor. So all the Edomites are going to be exterminated from the kingdom. Okay, after that 1,000 years of hardcore slavery. Alright, that's a righteous thing. Okay, it's a righteous thing.
Talking about Ezekiel 12.
This is Ezekiel 25 and 12. Thus saith the Lord, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai power, because that Edom hath dealt against the house of Judah by taking vengeance, and hath greatly offended, and revenged himself upon them.
Here's revenge himself upon Judah. The slavery, man. The slavery. They understand that they read into the documents and understand that about the whole birthright thing. They know this. Okay, it's just 2/3 of our people that don't know it. And they take vengeance upon it. Right? The whole birthright. And just based off of them knowing in their spirit that they're not right, and that the Lord's going to judge them. The actual elite call themselves they call themselves Ben Elohim, which means sons of God, right? Bon Elohim. But their spectrum of that is the left hand. Esau, Edom being, the left hand wicked. So they know that, man, and they revenge themselves upon us by putting us in slavery, by saying that we're not Israelites. Okay?
Therefore, thus saith the Lord power, I will also stretch out my hand upon Edom, and will cut off man and beast from it, and I will make it desolate from Teman, and they of Dedan shall fall by the sword. And I will lay my vengeance upon Edom by the hand of my people Israel, and they shall do in Edom according to mine anger, and according to my fury, and they shall know my vengeance, saith the Lord, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai power.
You will know the vengeance of the Lord when He gives His men spiritual power to come against you. Okay? For all the hatred and things you've done to the children of Israel now. So-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. Here it is, you got Esau saying, well, why is it going to happen to us? Because we're skin tone racist. No, it's the things you've done, man. All your atrocities, man. And it wasn't just the so-called Negroes. The tribe of Judah, Benjamin, Levi. It was to the whole nation, man. The so-called Latinos and Native Americans, man. That dude, Vinny Paz, he has a dope song about it, bro. About how Esau came and was fucking up Jacob. Okay. It said he started off with the blacks that were in Europe, which is true. Slavery started in Europe. Alright, when it comes to putting the Israelites in slavery, it started in Spain, Portugal, with the Moors. Okay, specifically Granada, where they were taking down the Moors. Alright. And then they ran into Constantinople. And then after that, 1492, where they went to the Caribbean. And Vinny Paz, when he goes into it, it's hella dope. Because he brings out hella dope. And then he's like, after that, you guys went and fucked up the Mexicans. Which the Mexicans came like third. He was Judah, Benjamin, Levi. Then it was Ephraim, Simeon, Manasseh, and then he went to Issachar. But yeah, he did us all in, man. Here it is, you motherfuckers want some kind of mercy or an excuse. You know, fuck that, man. The Lord said He requires that which is past.
I have that.
Oh.
I'm holding that. I'm holding that, bro. This is Ecclesiastes 3 and 15. It says, that which has been is now, and that which is to be has already been. And Yahweh Bashem Yahushai requireth that which is past.
Yeah, so all the sins of people that have committed sins in this lifetime, that ain't repented, the Lord will require that blood. Esau and these other nations, they were never given the law, so they can't repent. Okay, they can't come back and say sorry for what they've done because they don't even know what they've done wrong.
Or actually, no, it's good.
You don't have to pay for that. All right, you other nations, man.
I think it's so
Lord requires that which is fast. That's why we talk about payback and vengeance. Okay, that's what will happen. You're going to slavery. Yeah, they got that whole fucking 90s. Fucking weird.
Yeah, that's Generation Z, bro. Hey, folly is setting great. These are like, hey, what does it say? Children rule over. Those are little kids, man. Grown ass little kids. That's why, hey man, that's why it says in the scriptures they were scared when we stood up, man, because people get intimidated. Like in this present world, people get intimidated by grown ass men, bro. You know what I'm saying? The masculinity is something that scares people these days. But you got a whole movement on, I'm gonna move that. You got a whole movement going on right now where men are starting to reject all this feminine shit, man, and getting back to masculinity, bro.
What is it, the MGTOW?
Yeah, man, all those type of different movements, man. I've been seeing it all the time, you know what I mean, on YouTube and stuff like that. You know, videos talking about reject this madness. You know what I mean? Because they trying to feminize you men. They want you men to be like little girls. Mm-hmm. Okay, that's not the way we're supposed to be. All right, we're supposed to be men. Okay, we're supposed to be masculine. We're supposed to be strong. We're supposed to be tough. We're supposed to handle our responsibilities. All right, we're supposed to use our mind, use logic, all right, be reasonable, all right, not be emotional. All these different character traits of what a man is supposed to be. He's supposed to be accountable, all right, dependable, honest, hardworking, all these different things.
Yeah, and those are traits, masculine traits and traits of rulership. You know, operating with wisdom, you know, as opposed to emotion. You know, hey, that's why King Solomon was such a great king. When he had the two women that were fighting over that child, he said, he's going to cut the child in half. And then what? He said the one that gave the child away, that was her child.
Because she said, one of them, Solomon said, fuck it, I'll just cut him in half, and you both could take half, have a piece. Yeah. And then the one that was wicked, that wasn't her child, she's like, yeah, go ahead and do that. But then the one that cried, he was like, well, I know that that's her son. Because she's actually lamenting for it. And saying, fuck it, go ahead, just keep the baby, don't kill him. Because she ever said that eventually she could get the baby back in one piece. Or eventually that child could just grow to live its life. But the other one was like, fucking kill it.
Get Proverbs 1:7. And then get Proverbs, the first chapter, was like 1:5, 1:7, around there.
is Proverbs 4:7. Wisdom is the principal thing, therefore get wisdom, and with all thy getting, get understanding.
Right. Wisdom is the principal thing. Okay? And what is wisdom? Alright? The highest points of wisdom is to know your power and to know how to please your power. That's the highest points of wisdom. Okay? And with those things come understanding. Alright? The more wisdom that you apply, the more understanding that you get. Okay? Understanding is you start understanding why things are the way that they are. Why are you doing this? Okay? It's the answer to the what. You know what I'm saying? That's like Esau. He can look under a microscope and he can observe things. And he can observe and say, this is what they do. But he can't explain to you why those things are doing what they do. Because he doesn't have understanding. Okay? Is that it on that?
Exalt her, and she shall promote thee. She shall bring thee to honor when thou dost embrace her. She shall give to thine head an ornament of grace, a crown of glory shall she deliver to thee.
Right.
Hear, O my son, and receive my sayings, and the years of thy life shall be many. I have taught thee in the way of wisdom, I have led thee in right paths. When thou goest, thy steps shall not be straitened, and when thou runnest, thou shalt not stumble. Take fast hold of instruction, let her not go, keep her, for she is thy life.
Right. Because you want the Lord to be on your side. In order to have the Lord on your side, you have to take heed to his commandments. Alright? Which that's wisdom. Alright? Let me see real quick. Let me get this.
Right here.
Look this up real quick.
And the scriptures say, wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times, the strength of salvation. Hallelujah. That's right. Fear of the Lord is his treasure.
And this is Wisdom of Solomon 6 and 17. For the true beginning of her is the desire of discipline. Alright? And the care of discipline is love.
Yeah, and what is love? Love is the fulfillment of the commandments.
And love is the keeping of her laws.
There it is.
And the giving heed unto her laws is the assurance of incorruption. Okay? So this is high level wisdom. This is the sincere milk. Okay? Well, which is righteousness. Alright? Being reborn. Alright? Taking heed to the understanding that's given through the scriptures. Alright? To get away from the evil and the wickedness of this world, man. Alright? To discipline yourself, not give yourself over to pleasures. Alright? To be more serious minded. Okay? To restrict yourself from your appetites. Alright? And from things that are evil. Okay? According to the scriptures. Alright? Lust. All these different things get you into trouble. Okay? To practice abstinence. Okay? To abstain, which means to abstain from things, which means to stay away from them. Okay? And that's what you do. You stay away from things that ain't right. Alright? And with that, your understanding grows. And it's the assurance of incorruption. It's the assurance that you're not, alright, going to sin, that you're not going to go off. In which Yahweh Shem Yahushai is justified in killing us for any one of our sins. Alright? The Lord can destroy you. Alright? So it's not something to play around with. You got a lot of Israelites out there that play around, man. That are really playing around, and it's not something to be taken lightly. Alright? Yahweh Shem Yahushai is getting ready to judge the world, man. Alright, go ahead.
This is Proverbs chapter 1 verse 5. A wise man will hear and will increase learning, and a man of understanding shall attain unto wise counsel. 7. The fear of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai is the beginning of knowledge, but fools despise wisdom and instruction.
Right? The fear of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai is the beginning of knowledge. Okay? And as we say, what is knowledge? What is understanding? It's the keeping of the commandments, right? It's the keeping of the law, statutes, and commandments in Yahweh Bashem Yahushai to the best of your ability. Okay, that is the fear of the Lord. That is what brings you closer to the Lord, and the Lord will then, all right, grant you more understanding. All right, what's that? Amos 3 and 7. The Lord will reveal to you different things. Okay.
For this heat to go away.
It's Amos 3 and 7. Surely the Most High Power will do nothing, but He revealeth His secret unto His servants, the prophets.
Yeah, and if you're serving the Lord, that means you're keeping yourself. All right. You got to put on these holy garments, and you got to keep these garments on. Okay. And it's more than just knowing the names of the Lord, man. It's more than just knowing breakdowns of the scriptures, man. It really, the kingdom is within you. So it's really contained within your righteousness and how you conduct yourself and the things that you're doing inside, man.
There's a scripture that says the temple is the body. And if you defile the temple, commit sin, Lord will destroy you. Just like the brother said, the kingdom is within you. Here it is, you the kingdom, and you're bringing filthy shit in the kingdom. So yeah, that makes complete sense, man. Yahweh Bashem Yahushai destroy you for committing sin, man.
Right, yep. They get Nahum 1 and 3. Yeah, that's why it's no joke, man. Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, He hates sin, man. Alright? And we know that sin is the transgression of the law. And not many people in this world actually adhere to the law. If you go to Christianity, they'll tell you that the law is done away with. That you don't gotta keep these laws, man.
Well, that's what I said earlier.
Yeah, which is unwise. Which is very unwise and will ultimately be your destruction. Okay? Because you're not in the spirit. Alright? To be in the spirit means that you understand these things. Okay? That you're able to examine these things and see, okay, what's right and what's wrong.
Yep, and to deflect, the demons when they come and try to entice you to sin. You're in the spirit. You're like, whoa, no. That's what it means to be in the spirit, man.
Yeah, you really got to take heed to these scriptures. You got to take heed to yourself. You really got to take heed to yourself and be diligent. Okay, because the Lord can destroy you. The Lord can preserve you for destruction. Okay, the Lord can have you thinking it's all good. Alright, and then when the end comes, you get hit with a missile, man. That is real. It's not a joke, man. That's why you got to be sincere. Alright? And serve Yahweh Bashem Yahushai with fear and trembling. That's why it says seek your own salvation, because you got to keep yourself right. You got to keep yourself intact. Alright? We're moving through an unrighteous, despicable society, man. Alright? We're learning filthy from clean. We're learning good from evil. Okay? We're learning to refuse the evil and to embrace the good. Okay? And which the good at this present time might seem like bitterness, because you got to separate yourself and isolate yourself from the world, because the world is evil. These people don't have understanding. These people got demons on them. Okay? All these different things. You have things that you want to do, but you gotta cut those things off. Alright? In order to serve Yahweh Bashem Yahushai completely. Alright? Because the devil is in this world, man, heavily. Alright? Satan, Shaitan. Okay, you gotta watch your back at every corner because this devil's gonna come and try and test your resolve, man. And you don't want to fall. Okay. Now it says in the scriptures, you fall but you get back up. A righteous man falls 7 times. All right. But there's got to be a point where you are moving correctly. There's got to be a point where you're getting good at this thing. You know what I'm saying? You can't just continue. You can't just right be in the dumps all the time, because the dump gets burned at the end of the day.
Yeah, scripture says, you know, a righteous man falls 7 times, but he gets back up. You know, somebody that's wicked will just stay there.
Yeah, you're not gonna change, man.
And then more demons gonna talk about it.
Yeah, eventually the Lord is just gonna destroy you. Eventually you're just gonna bug out, man.
Because really what that means is you lost faith. You know, if you have faith, you're gonna feel bad, you're gonna repent, you get back up.
That means you gave up.
Yeah, you give up. Just one time. But, you know, the Lord is merciful. He doesn't just do that to, you know, just anybody. He does that to guys that he's sincere.
Hey man, there's cases where it's taken years upon years for somebody to get judged. And I just look at that as a time period where they had all this 10, 15 years to change, and they just never did. Alright, get that Nahum. Start at 1.
Alright. This is Nahum chapter 1, verse 1. The burning of Nineveh, the book of the vision of Nahum, the Elkoshite. Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai is jealous, and Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai revengeth. Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai revengeth and is furious.
Yeah, the Lord is jealous. He don't like if you're serving somebody else. If you're not serving the Lord, if you're not taking heed to the scriptures, if you're not seeking Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai, then what are you doing? You're doing something else. Alright, and the Lord is jealous of that, and he will take vengeance upon you for that. Go ahead.
Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai will take vengeance on his adversaries, and he reserveth wrath for his enemies.
Which is Esau, these other nations, and 2/3 of the nation of Israel. Yes, if you are not with the Lord, you are an enemy of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai, man. You are an enemy of God, bro. And you don't want to play with that. Go ahead.
Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai is slow to anger and great in power, and will not at all acquit the wicked.
Now, the Lord is great in mercy and slow to anger. And that's the main point that I wanted. I'm not really trying to go into the whole breakdown of how this is really talking about Esau, but I wanted to bring out the point that the Lord is great in mercy and slow to anger, but will not at all acquit the wicked. So if you're calling upon the names of the Lord, but you're not doing it in truth and in sincerity, okay, the Lord is not going to acquit you. Okay? Keep going.
The Lord hath his way in the whirlwind and in the storm, and the clouds are the dust of his feet. He rebuketh the sea and maketh it dry, and drieth up all the rivers.
Right, the Lord is going to cause an extreme drought, extreme famine. Okay, the Lord is going to bring storm and sickness. Okay, the Lord is going to cause chaos, all right, throughout the world. Go ahead.
Bashan languisheth, and Carmel, and the flower of Lebanon languisheth.
Yeah, which talking about places that are supposed to be of great beauty. To languish means to be hurting, man. Go ahead.
The mountains quake at him, and the hills melt, and the earth is burned at his presence. Yeah, the world and all that dwell therein. Who can stand before his indignation? And who can abide in the fierceness of his anger? His fury is poured out like fire, and the rocks are thrown down by him.
God. So the Lord is coming to bring great destruction upon the earth. Okay? And all the sinners of our people and all the wicked of the world shall be thrown down, man. Okay? The Lord is coming in the clouds, man. He's actually going to reveal himself. The holy angels are going to see the Lord in the sky. Okay? That's Judgment Day. Alright? And right now, Yahweh outside is stirring up the kings of the earth, getting ready to go to war with each other. Okay? Right now, the Lord has Esau, you know, working behind the scenes to cause a global financial disaster, in which there will be a famine throughout the entire earth, as they said at the UN, of biblical proportions. And that's all judgment from Yahweh Shai. So you're supposed to be seeking the Lord, man. Alright? You're supposed to be seeking Yahweh Shai to the best of your ability, man, and hoping for mercy from the Lord, man. And that's what we're out here to preach. We're out here to tell you, man. This thing is real. Alright? Yahweh Shai is not a joke. Alright? And the Lord is actually going to punish these nations for all the wickedness they've done in the past and all the shit that they're still doing today. But the Lord will save those that fear Him. Alright? Is there more you want to say on that?
Verse 7. It says, Yahweh Shai is good, a stronghold in the day of trouble, and He knoweth them that trust in Him.
And He knoweth them that trust. See, He knows everything that you do, man. His eyes are what? 10,000 times brighter than the sun. So the Lord is right there with you, beholding all the good and evil, man. So you can't get away. You can't escape. You know? You don't get to call upon the name of the Lord and do whatever you want to do. At the same time, man, it says in the scriptures what? You can't drink from the cup of the devil and from the cup of the Lord at the same time. So you're going to have to choose one. You know, you straddling the fence, the Lord's going to decide for you, and it's not going to be good. Alright? Very serious times that we're living in. We're living on the verge all hell breaking loose.
But yeah, World War III. You just had Libya shoot down a U.S. drone. And then they quoted, we shot down an enemy drone. Which that's Ezekiel 38. It mentions Libya.
And Iran also just sent like hundreds of thousands of drones to Russia to use in the war.
Which Iran is Persia. And when you read Ezekiel 38, it mentions Persia, Ethiopia, Libya with them. You know, all of them handling shield and buckler, swords and spears. Paraphrasing, you know, which is with Russia and Turkey, Tokamak.
What's that going on here?
Scripture the Bible.
Ain't nothing wrong with that dog.
I like that bike though, bro.
How much?
Thanks.
You got to tell these things or just showing them?
No, we just preach.
They're just there for a reference.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's just a visual.
Well, fucking question.
Hey.
Who the fuck is that?
Jesus,
What the
Lord,
fuck, bro? When I seen that, I was like, what the fuck?
That's the devil.
He's saying time. He's saying time, bro.
Hey,
I'm from Arkansas, Wyatt.
no, hey, I'm just
That's Chink right there.
I respect you guys.
Or
still,
Chink
bro.
Chong.
I respect you guys. You know what I mean?
No, we just flip it over so you can see.
No, but turn it back around, bro. Come on.
I know. Come on, get it on, brother. Get it on.
Right? And then the little outfit you guys got on.
Shut up.
This is
man.
our
Shut up
religious.
right now.
This
Shut
is
up
our
right now,
actually
man.
our heritage.
I
apologize.
I'm gonna take it back, bro. I just seen the freaking devil with the fucking horn at a 666.
Are you gonna make it fall over right now?
I'm high on a tree, bro, so it just automatically.
Okay, what do you gotta say?
My bad.
Tell me something. Tell me what you gotta say.
Right.
But if you guys could just explain to us like the main fucking steps of your guys' organization.
Right, yeah, big.
Or you guys explaining what you guys are planning.
So the reason why we got this guy with the horns on him is because that's actually the son of Pope Rodrigo. His name is Cesare Borgia from the Borgia family. If you've ever heard of them, they were a crime syndicate that took over the papacy and the church, right? And basically painted their image as the image of God. So God's not white. this is actually the image of the devil. God's not white. So this is the deceit. Can you give me 2 Thessalonians 2 and 3? That's what God actually looks like.
Jesus is the
right?
Negro.
So the so-called blacks,
So you're
Hispanics,
telling
and
me-
Native Americans
you're telling me that
are
God-
actually the Israelites according to the Bible. And white people are actually going to go into slavery in the kingdom of heaven and pay for all the crimes that they've done throughout history. These crimes, right? The destruction of the Native Americans, the destruction of the South.
That's sad, right?
Right. The slavery of the
one
Negro.
people that actually fucking lived on this ball that revolves
You
around
do.
the fucking sun, they actually lived on this motherfucking right.
God's Leo.
Right? They never took more than they
Lion.
needed. They always fucking gave back. You know what I
Well,
mean?
the problem
Lion.
is that
They're beautiful people, bro.
They didn't adhere to the ways of the Lord, and that was the problem. That's why God had them destroyed like that.
For real?
That's serious. Actually, let me get it for you right now, so that you can have an
But
understanding.
would you guys get these? You guys made this all up? Pay for it and shit? No?
Come on, man.
No, I was just curious, you know?
They belong to him.
So this is a
You know what
Baruch
that is,
4 and 6,
ain't
and it
saying
says you were sold to the nation.
Can I get out the sun, sir?
It said you were sold to the nations not for your destruction, but because you moved God to wrath, you were delivered unto the enemies. For you provoked him that made you by sacrificing unto devils and not to God. So all that sun worship and the Great Spirit and the corn god and all these different gods that the people, the Native Americans had, that was against what the Most High is a jealous God, right? So if you worshiping something else other than the Lord, then you're not doing what God wanted you to do. That's why he had the so-called white man come over here and destroy these people the way that he did. There's a punishment. Hey, throughout the Bible it said, if you ain't going to listen to my words, if you ain't going to worship me, then I'm going to send nations to enslave you. I'm going to send people to come and kill you. Your crops ain't going to grow. You ain't going to have water. You ain't going to have food, man. I'm going to fuck you up, basically, man. That's what the Lord did. That's what slavery is. It's a punishment from the Most
That girl
High.
in the nice looking jeans.
That's why you're in America right now, in slavery right now, because you're still under a punishment from the Most High, man.
Well, my higher being and that I believe in, bro, let me share this with you, is Mother Earth, bro.
That's why you're in trouble, man.
Mother Earth, bro, that's my God, you know what I mean? Because I can see her, I can feel her,
2 Thessalonians
and I know she exists,
2
you know?
and 3. Let no man
All that other
deceive you
shit
by
I've never
any
seen,
means,
I
for
don't
that
know.
day shall not
I've
come,
seen
except
Jesus
there
do all
come a
these-
falling away first, and that man of sin be revealed.
That man of sin be revealed. Now, this is a great sin to portray your image as the image of God throughout the earth to enslave people. That's what he did. That's a great sin that he committed.
Bro.
This is the
Stick
man
your
of
tongue
sin.
out,
This
man.
is
I want to see
blasphemy
it.
of
Stick
the
your
Holy
tongue out. I
Spirit.
want to see that.
All right, go ahead.
The son of perdition, who opposeth and exalteth himself above all that is called God, or that is worshipped, so that he, as
We make
God,
fun of you
sitteth in the
guys.
temple of God, showing himself
love
that
you
he
guys.
is God.
I
So
love
he,
you guys.
as God, sitteth in the temple of God, showing himself that he is God. So that's how you know these things are being revealed in this day, who the man of sin is. Nobody else did this. Nobody else took their image and posed and called themselves
piece
the holy
everything
people.
together. You know, I'm trying to work out, trying to piece everything together. Okay.
So you gotta just
I
listen,
love you
talk
guys.
to
I love you guys. I don't want to not make you guys hate me here. But I am a Leo. I'm a Leo. Like that lion right there. And you know, like guess what? That's what I am.
This is Exodus chapter 20 and verse 1. And God spake all these words, saying, I am the Lord thy God, which have brought thee out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of bondage. Thou shalt have no other gods before me. Thou shalt not make unto thee any graven image, nor any likeness of anything that is in heaven above, or that is in the earth beneath, or that is in the water under the earth.
Yeah, and that's the thing that that's what, Why are you doing that?
Because I grabbed this.
Why are you grabbing that?
On accident. I got fell.
Okay,
All right, can you
yeah,
Go
can you
away.
move away, please? Yeah, go away.
that was
Hey,
uncalled
I'm so
for.
sorry.
It's all right.
I'm so sorry.
It's fine. It's fine. Just move away from it so you don't do it again.
Yeah, the Lord said not to have any
I'm
other
gonna go
gods.
away, guys.
All right.
Hey, I love you guys.
right.
Bye.
Well, the Lord said not to have any other God above him. Okay? It says, thou shalt not make unto thee any graven image,
I'm so sorry.
nor any likeness of anything that is in heaven above, or that is in the
Say that's
earth
broken,
beneath,
I'll pay for it.
or that is in the water under the earth. Thou shalt not bow down thyself to them, nor serve them. For I, Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, thy power, am a jealous power, visiting the iniquity of the fathers upon the children unto the third and fourth generation of them that hate me.
God. And that's why the majority of, you know, pretty much everybody, you know, that's an Israelite that doesn't have the truth, okay, you're in violation of not worshiping Yahweh Bashem Yahushai because you don't know the Lord. Get Romans the 10th chapter, Baba Kasha, and it explains to you how can you believe in him that you have not known. Okay, so, and that's why it's so important not to scoff at this and to take it seriously. Like, you know, that was a typical Jake over there. He worships the earth. The Lord is going to scorch the earth. The earth is nothing compared to Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, man. You know, the earth fears the Most High, man. Yeah, that's Jake, man.
The Lord's going to burn the earth, man.
Yeah, the Lord's going to scorch the earth, man. It said, yeah, it's broken.
Oh, yeah.
It said, you know, the Lord's going to melt the hills, you know what I mean, dry up the rivers, you know. The Lord's going to have the earth get nuked to hell and back. It said the earth is going to quake to and fro as a drunkard, man, rock to and fro as a drunkard, man. So why would you worship the earth when the earth, you know, is the Lord, the Most High's footstool, as it says in the scripture? All right, go ahead. Maybe, I don't know.
Yeah.
Might be. Hardest essay ever.
Yeah, hardest essay. Chocolate, Coca-Cola.
Start at Start at 6.
It is Romans 10 and 6. But the righteousness which is of faith speaketh on this wise.
The righteousness which is of faith. Okay. That we believe Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. And so, hey, as it says in the scriptures, blessed are they who have not seen and yet have still believed. Alright, go ahead.
Say not in thine heart, who shall ascend into heaven? That is to bring Hamashiach down from above. Or who shall descend into the deep? That is to bring up Hamashiach again from the dead.
Right, because what did Jake just say when he said he worshiped the earth? He worships what he can see. He can see the earth. He knows it exists. He knows it's real. But it says in the scriptures, you know, and how Jake wants to see the Lord for himself. Jake said, who's going to ascend up into heaven to bring the Lord down?